All right, hi everybody. Welcome back to my channel, and boy, it's been a minute, hasn't it? So this is the first video I've made in 18 months. Boy, time. They say time flies, and that's definitely, while cliched as it sounds, that is pretty much the truth. So this video here is going to be just kind of a video where I'm going to go over some cool updates on everything that kind of happened to me these past 18 months. And then I'm going to go over kind of reflections of what's going to be going on with the channel going forward. Yeah, and I'm going to have maybe a little surprise for you guys at the end of this thing. So I hope it's not too boring. I hope you all enjoy it. And I'd say let's get into it. Where was I? Why did I take so much time off? Well, and I think you probably all knew this, but reason why I was gone is I had a kid. My wife and I just celebrated 1 year of parenting, which is a weird way of saying your kid turned 1 year old. But anyways, we had a kid. And what happened was, I think it was last February, I peaced out. So the reason why I got off back in February of last year was simply I had a lot of projects to work on around the house here to prepare for the child. You can kind of see I live in a very old home. It's like a 19th century house. So, homes that are like 150 years old, they require a little bit of work. And so with that, I just had some projects I had to get into, and making these videos takes quite a bit of time, actually, despite how like bare bones my operation is. So for me, it was just something where I didn't have the time to make these videos anymore. And once I had the kid, I decided I want to take a year off and kind of go isolate for a year and just focus on raising the kid. Very rewarding experience. I've been challenged in ways I did not think I was going to ever be challenged before. And very, very fun. Very, very fun experience. I'm loving it, despite kind of the challenges of it. And man, it's been a ride. It has been quite a ride, and I don't think I've ever missed sleep as much as I do now. So while I was away, though, I was able to get some things done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through a couple quick accomplishments I was able to pull off. While I was away, I'd call these writing projects, but they're not actually writing, they're more writing adjacent projects. And I guess the first thing to tell everybody is that I had a short story published. So a short story of mine, titled Playground, was published in the Charleston Anvil last year. I believe you can still go online, like on their website, and see it. At some point I'm gonna try and maybe get it like have it like narrate or something like that, and just slap it up on here, so everyone can kind of listen to it. For me, it was just one of those stories. I literally sit on my computer for a couple years, and obviously I'm not working. I wasn't employed, so what kind of, you're sitting at home, you're sort of bored. I decided to fire off a bunch of my old short stories. This one happened to get picked up, which was great. So anyone wants to check it out, you can go to the Charleston Anvil and check it out. I believe you can kind of back order their copies. But with that, I'm going to try and see maybe if I can get a way to post up on this channel so you all can listen to it. Speaking of which, I now have an audiobook out as well. So my book Crease came out last February. It came out right when I kind of went on my hiatus, which for marketing purposes is absolutely stupid. I don't know what I was thinking there to kind of go on such a hiatus so quickly. But yeah. So my book Crease came out, and now I have an audiobook as well. I work with two very, very, very talented narrators. They were able to get this book out while I was on my leave. I was able to do a lot of the mixing and kind of uploading of it, and it came out fantastic. I'd recommend to anyone maybe who hasn't listened to my story yet, if you're thinking maybe you don't like to read paperbacks or ebooks and all that stuff, and you prefer audiobooks, here's your option. And honestly, I would say the audiobook sounds way better than reading it. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but if you listen to the audiobook, it reads so much better as like a radio broadcast, or as like a stage play, like read over like the radio airwaves. It just sounds so much better to have someone else reading it. Maybe it's because I read it myself. I had to read the story so many times going through it that I got tired of hearing it in my own head. I don't know, but I will say the best format to listen to that book is in audiobook. I prefer it over the ebook or paperback. So just in case anyone is interested, it's out now as an audiobook. Speaking of which, So for my book Crease, like I said, it's out. There's also a new cover as well. I was able to kind of get a new cover designed while I was away. This was sort of like an impulsive thing. Basically, my book was up for the IPNY Awards, so the Independent Publishers New England Awards, and it was finalist. I was a finalist for it, but I did not win. And I found out, like, kind of later on, whatever, that the awards, because they're publishing awards, the cover design and the formatting played a huge factor in the decision. I thought it was more of just like the meritocracy of just how good is your book, over how well does it look. But appearance actually played, I guess, quite the factor. You never know. Obviously, these things win, and the person who did win, by the way, is, like, I got their book. They deserved every bit of it. Much better than my book. But anyways, so after I lost there, I decided to just change the cover around. I got kind of frustrated, so I changed the cover. I did a new format for it. So anyone that orders it now, it's a bit of a different cover than the original one, which I thought looked maybe a little bit ugly. And so I guess the last project that I did, and again, it's weird to call it a project, but I had a couple book signings. So while I was away, I was able to kind of get a hold of some of these local bookstores, and they were very, very nice to host me, and actually take some of my books on consignment. And so it was kind of fun. I had some book signings. It was great to see some people. Great to have, people tell you, hey, I drove an hour to come see you, whatever. It was really, really sweet. My perspective on writing has changed a lot, and maybe this is a good segue for it, but my perspective, especially after having a kid now, my perspective on what I'm looking to gain out of this process has changed a lot. Before, and a lot of the videos, especially when I was first, kind of filming this YouTube content, was I wanted, a lot of the bigger success, right? I wanted, you'll see me. I wanted to get my book traditionally published. I still wanted, that nice advance. I wanted, the big bookstores to take me on. I wanted, some large crowds of people. I wanted to be able to maybe even do like a book tour or something like that, right? That's the kind of stuff I was chasing. And for me, my expectations have been tempered quite a bit over the past year. I've kind of reevaluated what matters to me a lot more. And for me, I've found that smaller things like this, being able just to have someone say they drove to see you, or have someone sit down for an hour and listen to you talk about your book, matters way more to me now than a lot of those bigger projects. So to have a chance to have some of these smaller signings to get these things done, it was amazing. Really, really inspiring, and it kept me motivated, especially over this past year where my writing has been. I'll get more into that in a minute, but it has definitely taken a hit. So again, had some nice book signings, really, really fun. And again, it was great to get a little bit of clout, I guess. And so as far as like the writing goes, that was my past 18 months. It was not a ton. I suppose for some people, basically that's a lot. And some of those projects, yeah, maybe it took a little bit of time, but man, it's my writing. For anyone that's curious about my writing, anyone that wants to know what I'm up to right now, my writing took quite a hit. The guy who was saying, write every day and all that stuff. Boy, that was not happening. I'll be completely honest. So my writing took a huge hit while I was gone here. Just more of a reflection of the fact that I'm just wasn't getting a lot of sleep. You're tired. You're just trying to kind of survive in a sense when you have your first year of parenting. So didn't get a lot done in that regard. But yeah, I was pretty happy with what I got done. I was pretty happy with some of these accomplishments. It was certainly more than I originally thought I might be able to pull off. And so that gets into now sort of the future of this channel. So going forward, this channel is going to have kind of a gapped pace. It's going to be more of kind of a channel where there's going to be a lot of hiatuses. My intention is not to ever take a year again off or anything like that, but to maybe do it more quarterly, where maybe you'll see a couple videos of mine come out maybe like every quarter. Then I'll have kind of a break and a couple more videos where maybe I'm promoting something or giving updates on something. Obviously, you've seen my channel before. You've seen me vlog like a year straight of just writing every day, like every single day. and it's very boring, right? It's not the most engaging of content. And so for me, I think it's better if I just give you guys kind of updates every now and then on what's going on. Um, with that now, I will be doing occasionally like special, like serialized projects. Authors Bantering's one, or maybe me and Ian might be coming back at some point to do another series of Authors Bantering videos. But with that, and I guess with that as well, I do have something kind of planned for the fall as well. I'll go over that more maybe in like another video in the next few months. But the intention is to have, kind of a few special projects here and there, but for the most part is going to be very gapped. All right, so that brings us now to the big news. I'm sure you can probably already guess what it is. I am very happy to say that I have another book coming out next month. So for anyone that follow along with my work, going back to the early days of Write Every Day, this was the novel that I was working on alongside Crease. So it's been about 4 years of writing. And these past 18 months, like I said, I didn't get much writing done. Certainly was never every day. But what little I was able to get done, I was able to actually put into edits for this project. And I set a goal for myself. I was like, please just get this thing done by the summer. And I am so happy to say it is going to be coming out. So it's going to be out July 22nd. And what I'm going to do is next week, I'm going to have a whole video on it. So I'll do a nice little cover reveal and all that. And you can check it out. So I'm hoping that anyone that's a fan of my work, you'll have a chance to buy it and check it out, because I feel like I owe this channel something. Like I've talked before, obviously a minute ago here, about how I wanted to give myself like a year, like of not making these videos, so I kind of focus on parenting, kind of kind of being solitary. But I did not want to come back and make a video here and not have something to offer you. So I'm just very happy to be able to get this out there. I hope anyone that's maybe has my channel still, like still subbed and all that stuff to my channel, hope you all have a chance to check it out, because it just feels it always feels weird to me to ever make videos and not have anything to show for it, in a sense. I've talked about this endlessly before, about the idea of like, you make videos about writing, but no one ever sees your writing. So for anyone that's curious about my work, about my content, obviously Crease is out, but next month you'll be able to check out my second book as well. Okay. So with that, I'll make a video here next week and we will go over the cover reveal. So please check that out, and I will see you next week.